TikTok's best feature, which is that everyone can have a platform and go viral very easily, is also its worst feature, that everyone can have a platform and go viral easily. This has caused a decline in quality of literature as well as poetry, and today I will talk about poetry. TikTok, I feel like, has no idea what poetry is because there are a bunch of people who write something that is not poetry in the slightest, and the best example is Lisa Grace, I think that's what she's called. And yeah, I decided to go through some of her poems, and yeah, I'll review them. But before I get into that, I just want to be clear that this is not supposed to be an attack on her. I'm sure she's a nice person, and some of her poems do seem to show some potential. I think she could be good at poetry if she just improved certain things. But yeah, right now the state of poetry is not good, not just with her, but on TikTok in general. So I decided, let's look at the definition of poetry. Okay, according to Oxford Languages, poetry is defined as a literary work in which the expression of feelings and ideas is given intensity by the use of the distinctive style and rhythm, poems collectively or as a genre of literature. He felt a desire to investigate through poetry the subjects of pain and death. Okay, so that's the definition. Some poems just don't fit that definition, so let's just look at them for a second. Okay. Number 1. Hurts me 217 times. Maybe I should give them a chance. Okay, this is an example of something. These are like two sentences. Well, the first one isn't even a full sentence, but that do not fit the description of poetry in the slightest. I cannot feel any rhythm or special style in the language. It feels more like a sort of meme. I'm sorry. And it's just not something you can get serious, and emotions aren't portrayed in, a poetic way, or the situation just isn't, somewhat intensified or, you know, just brought up in an artistic way. It's not described in a poetic way. So it's just like these are a bunch of words, but they're not poetry. But this isn't even the worst. Let's keep going. You were the biggest red flag. Red is my favorite color. Okay, two things. Number one, again, not poetic in the slightest. Second, not even original in the slightest. I'm sure many have said this before. I don't know how this could be published in a poetry book, because, like, I'm sure she took this from a TikTok comment someone said about their favorite anime character. Oh my god. Yeah, this one, again, nothing special. No, emotions aren't given intensity. Let's go back to the definition. Does this fit the definition of poetry in any way? Because I don't think it does. Okay. Why does the girls... Okay, first of all, a big issue. Why does the girls? It's why do the girls. This isn't even grammatically correct. Now, to be fair, this might be intentional. You can intentionally add grammatical mistakes for a purpose that the poem is supposed to serve. Like, this can also be a device, I think. But the question is, what is supposed to be the purpose? Because all this does in this poem, at least from my perspective, is that it adds some humor. It makes it seem a little funny and unserious. But I don't think that's her intention. I think she's trying to write something emotional. So it's like, does she just not know how to write a proper grammatically correct sentence? Was this a mistake, or was it intentional? And if so, why? Did she actually try to make this funny? But yeah, let's read the whole thing. Why do the girls you follow on social media make me hurt so bad? Because I know you would pick them over me if it came down to that. Okay. Okay, first of all, like I said, not grammatically correct, and what's the purpose of that? And second of all, again, this isn't like... It's a relatable situation, I guess, for some people, and it is a sad situation, but it's not being expressed in a way where you can call it poetry again. It's not intensifying the emotions. It doesn't have a rhythm again. It's just words. I said it a lot, but this is really, I think the issue is that, okay, first of all, grammar needs to be improved, and then again learn a bit more about metaphors and different stylistic devices that you can use in a poem so that it's actually something nice to read. This is like really important. Okay. You don't know pain until you find something on his phone you wasn't supposed to find. Again, two grammatical mistakes in 4 lines, okay? The last line has 2 grammatical mistakes. Okay, first of all, you weren't, and then supposed with a D in the end. Now again, what is the purpose? Was this supposed to be a stylistic device? If so, why? Because again, it adds humor, it makes it seem funny, but I don't think she's trying to write something funny, she's trying to write something emotional. So why did she add these mistakes? And why didn't the editor or whoever's responsible for this correct it? Why did no one say, you can't write it like this? Yeah, and again, it's just, first of all, this isn't the most painful situation in the world, I think, but also it's kind of empty. That's also the thing. It's just empty because you aren't really describing the situation well enough for it to become a poem again. These are like quotes, and sometimes they aren't even good as quotes. Okay. This is your sign. Check his phone. Go through his TikTok likes. Insta saved. Wouldn't it be Insta saved? So I give up. Screen time. Deleted apps. Reddit, Discord, Twitter. You'll look at him different. Okay. Aside from the fact that this isn't even poetic, the message behind it is really toxic. It's like literally teaching you to, just be paranoid and assume the worst of your partner. So you need to stalk through their phone. And also, I'm sorry, TikTok likes, Insta saves, screen time, Reddit, Twitter, Discord. Why would these words be in a poem? Maybe they could work in a poem, but they don't right now. Because again, what is poetic about this? Nothing. Okay, this is funny. This has to be a joke. He found me crying. He crowed too. We both crowed. Again, not grammatically correct. Was this intentional? You cannot tell me that she actually believed that you write it like this. This has to be intentional. But why? Why did she do this? Because all this mistake has... The only impact this mistake has is that it sounds funny. But I don't think it was supposed to be funny. What was her thinking process behind this? This is what I want to know now. But oh well, yeah, this is really ridiculous. And it's just saying, I cried and then he saw me and then we both cried. No context even. No poetic description. What is this? This has to be a joke. I'm sorry. Okay. You watch Korn? Lusting after other women. When you have me. Lack of intimacy. I don't know what to think about this. It's just like... Again, it's not really poetic, and like the lack of intimacy is just kind of there. I just don't know what the purpose of that is. Yeah. How can someone be so beautiful? Everything about you is perfect. You're my person. The "your" is wrong. It's written wrong. You will always be my person. Yeah, it's when you look away, like when you ignore the grammar mistake, it's a cute quote, but it's not a poem, I'm generally starting to question, does she even know how to, like... I feel like she has so many grammar mistakes and they can't, like... I doubt they were actually all intentional, so it's like, how did she become a poet without even learning English correctly? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to judge anyone that can't write in English well. Obviously, but like in a published book, you would expect proper grammar, right? Like at least their editor should do something. Okay, this one. Grief doesn't go away. Grief doesn't shrink. The grief stays. And we grow. I actually like this one. Great job. I especially like the little drawing beneath it, which like shows how the grief kind of doesn't go away, but since we grow, it like has less of an impact on us than before. So yeah, I actually like this one. This one was nice. You can't cheat on someone that you're in love with. It's not possible. Because if you truly love them, cheating would never be an option. I don't disagree, but again, this isn't a poem. This is just opinion, I guess. It's just a statement. It's a statement. This is a thing. She's like, these are just thoughts and statements in her. From most of these are really just thoughts and statements. So it's like, where's the poetry? Memories of us play over in my mind. I can't help but miss you. I miss what we had. It makes me wonder if you miss it too. I stop myself from reaching out, scared of rejection. I delete the message. I would rather live with our memories than to hear that you don't need me anymore. Okay, I kind of like this because it is a sad situation and she does describe it well, but again, it's like I need a little more, like more stylistic devices. But like this is for example, it's still not a poem, but this shows she has some potential, you know. It's an interesting situation that she's describing. Home never felt like a place. Home was a person. Not a bad quote, more of a quote than a poem, but this isn't original in the slightest. I'm pretty sure I've seen this somewhere before. This does not seem original in the slightest. Now the next one. Okay, this is kind of contradicting her last one, but like you said, he felt like home. People aren't homes. They are ever-changing beings. Even when he radiates love, when his love for you lights up the whole room, just know that can change in any given instance. That feeling can burn out and never come back. It's quite unfair, but there is nothing you can do. But sit back and watch the boy you fell for give up on you. This isn't the feeling I want you to confuse home with. Okay, this is a good message, you could say. But again, it's more of a statement than a poem. I feel like if she just found a way to express it differently, like in a more interesting and creative way, rather than just writing it down in the most straightforward way ever, this could be a good poem. But like this is just, it's missing something that poetry usually should have. In my opinion, at least. Again, these are just my thoughts. You can also tell me what you think about these poems. But yeah. 1 a.m. You can drink all the alcohol you want, but you still won't forget the sound of her love. Honestly, I'm starting to, I mean, I don't even know what to say to this. It's such, I mean, it's, the situation could become a poem, but the way she's written it is not a poem. I think I have had enough. Tell me what you think about Aliza Grace in the comments. Do you like her poetry? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye!